Hi, I'm Wal Galbraith. I'm a part of the Ray White South Coast Group, and it's my pleasure to bring you the first edition of our South Coast Snapshot for 2022, week 36. The Snapshot is designed to give you a bite-sized breakdown of the real estate market overall, including local, regional and city-based information across Australia. A quick reminder that all information is sourced from the AFR, leading economists on Twitter and the Sydney Morning Herald. All information is relevant to buyers, property owners or both. For news, looking locally, half a dozen coastal hotspots and regional neighbouring towns in regional New South Wales have a median house price north of $1 million, new figures show, and have even overtaken Sydney markets. In the regional $1 million club, the booming property market has priced out locals and in some cases forced them to move hours away, an effect experts say will be felt for generations to come. The Byron Bay Shire topped the list as its median house price soared to $1.81 million, as the latest domain house price revealed. It was followed by Kiama, where the median house price has reached $1.595 million, overtaking Sydney's $1.552 million. Winge-Carranby Council, which takes much of the Southern Highlands west of Kiama, came third on that list, recording the median house price of $1.3 after jumping 28.7% in that year to June. Wollongong also jumped 18.8% or $212,000 in that time, taking the median house price to $1.01 million. Domain's analysis of almost 3 decades of Australia's combined capital house price cycles reveals that house prices do not go through wild boom and bust phases. We tend to see periods of gains, quite often surging, followed by a slight decline or flatlined pricing. On average, an upswing sees house prices rise 32.7% from point of price trough to peak, spanning 2.75 years. On average, a downturn sees house prices decline by 3% from the point of price peak to trough, spanning about 0.75 years. On average, downturns have been just over 1/4 the duration of the preceding upswing. The past 8 upswings have varied in terms of size and duration. The shortest upswing was interrupted by Australia's onset of the pandemic in March 2020, and at that point had only lasted 1 year, whilst the longest spanned 4.75 years from September 1995 through to the mid-2000s, rising 44.1% from trough to peak. The varied outcome reflects the different economic conditions and policy or regulatory changes at the time. Predictions of the housing market bottoming out soon are premature because the worst impact of the higher interest rates is yet to come, as experts say. The recent rise in auction clearance rates and the improvement in the drivers of inflation has prompted some industry insiders to declare that the housing downturn was about to end and that prices would fall by smaller amounts. Auction clearance rates climbed to 58.8%, a 12-week high last weekend, according to CoreLogic. There has been a noticeable decrease in petrol prices, and supply chains seem to be moving a bit faster over the past 7 weeks. Crude oil prices have fallen from the peak of almost $120 per barrel to around $90, a drop of 25%. The Baltic Dry Index, which measures the cost of shipping worldwide, has dropped almost 80%. Given how significant our fuel and supply chains were to our high inflation, this gives us an insight in how our high inflation may be over sooner rather than later. With inflation starting to pull back, so too does the need to raise interest rates further. Heading locally now, properties are still transacting well in our core markets, and with a new injection of investors and first home buyers who are looking to jump back into the marketplace, with now adjusting prices on current stock. Now would be an opportune time for first-time investors and purchasers to dip their toes into the marketplace, as there is potentially less competition at open homes and auctions, with the addition of owners realigning their expectations in line with market feedback. Aside from investors and first home buyers, aspirational upsizers for not only homes themselves, but actual locations. Now is the time to get into the marketplace. Use an example of the sought-after marketplaces of Berry and Shoalhaven Heads within the 2535 postcode. There is a combined total of 105 properties on the market. There is plenty to see and plenty to purchase. Stock levels are vastly different to pandemic levels. In total, the past 7 days has seen 41 properties hit the market in 2541, 40 and 35. In the past 7 days, 21 properties have been sold. Wanting to make the best use of the current market? If you're either expanding your property portfolio or looking to sell your current property, get in touch today. We'd love to help. I'm Wal Galbraith with the Ray White South Coast Group, and that was your South Coast Snapshot for week 36, 2022. Be well.